Your attacker has a weapon they don't know you can control. Not their fists, not their size. Their own adrenaline, the same chemical making them dangerous, can be weaponized to make them helpless. 7 hacks, all biological, all invisible. Stay until number 1. When a fight begins, adrenaline floods the body. Heart rate spikes, vision narrows, and fine motor skills fade. Most people try to overpower this surge, but the smarter move is understanding it. Adrenaline follows predictable patterns, and knowing them can change the outcome of a confrontation. Let's get into it. Hack 7. The freeze trigger. The human threat response has 3 modes: fight, flight, and freeze. The freeze response is a hardwired biological default that activates when the brain cannot immediately categorize a threat as escapable or survivable. For 1 to 3 seconds, the brain suspends motor output entirely. The body literally stops. You can trigger this freeze deliberately. A sudden, unexpected stimulus, a sharp sound, an abrupt movement, an action that violates the attacker's predicted script, forces the brain back into threat categorization mode and reinstates the freeze. Elite Special Forces operators manufacture this freeze window deliberately at the start of every engagement. Deliver one completely unexpected stimulus, a sharp palm clap in front of their face, or a short, sharp shout, forcing the auditory startle reflex. Their brain freezes. You move in that window. Hack 6. The tunnel vision. Exploit. High adrenaline states cause perceptual narrowing. The attacker's visual field collapses from 180 degrees of peripheral vision down to a tunnel of roughly 30 to 40 degrees, focused on the primary threat. Everything outside that tunnel is invisible. This is a measurable physiological response documented in law enforcement and military research consistently. An attacker on high adrenaline literally cannot see your hands or movement outside their narrow visual tunnel. Elite fighters exploit this by positioning strikes and movement outside the tunnel where the attacker's brain is not processing visual input. They are not faster. They are simply operating in the blind spot. Adrenaline creates automatically. Move immediately to the attacker's peripheral edge before initiating any strike. At high adrenaline levels, they cannot track movement they cannot see. You are invisible in their blind spot. Hack 5. The fine motor collapse. At a heart rate above 145 beats per minute, fine motor skills begin to degrade. Above 175 beats per minute, they collapse almost entirely. This is not theory. It is documented in military and law enforcement performance research as one of the most consistent and predictable effects of high adrenaline states. An attacker's heart rate during a confrontation regularly exceeds 170 beats per minute within the first few seconds of engagement. This means their ability to execute precise grips, maintain weapon control, and perform any technique requiring finger coordination is already compromised before you even touch them. The attacker's adrenaline has already partially disarmed them. Every second the confrontation continues, their fine motor performance degrades further. A defender who understands this will target grip, weapon control, and finger coordination specifically, attacking a system that is already failing rather than fighting the strength that remains intact. Target the fingers and wrist immediately and specifically. Their grip strength feels powerful, but their fine motor coordination is already degraded by their own adrenaline. A precise strike or manipulation to the fingers at this moment requires far less force than it would in a calm state. The adrenaline has already done half the work. Hack 4. The pain tolerance reversal. High adrenaline states suppress pain through the simultaneous release of endorphins and enkephalins, the body's natural opioid system. An attacker in a high adrenaline state can absorb strikes that would stop them cold in a calm state. This is documented in combat, law enforcement, and emergency medicine consistently. People in adrenaline states have continued fighting through injuries that should have been immediately incapacitating. Most defenders try to cause pain to stop an attacker. Against a high adrenaline system, this strategy fails. The pain suppression is too complete. The correct strategy is to bypass the pain system entirely and target mechanical shutdown instead. Nerve disruption, joint compromise, and balance deletion all work independently of the pain response. You do not need the attacker to feel anything. You need their system to stop functioning. Adrenaline suppresses pain. It does not suppress nerve conduction failure. Stop targeting pain. Start targeting function. Nerve strikes, joint locks, and balance disruption all work on a body that cannot feel pain. Target the operating system, not the hardware. Hack 3. The adrenaline crash trigger. The adrenaline response is not sustainable. The body cannot maintain peak adrenaline output for more than 60 to 90 seconds before the crash begins. Heart rate drops. Muscle strength decreases sharply. Cognitive function returns, but physical capacity collapses. This is the post-adrenaline crash, and it is as predictable as the spike that preceded it. Experienced street fighters and special forces operators know this curve intimately. If an initial attack is survived and the confrontation extends beyond 90 seconds, the attacker's own adrenaline becomes their greatest liability. Their body is now running on an empty tank that was just burning at maximum capacity. The defender who has conserved energy and managed their own adrenaline response is now facing a biologically exhausted attacker. Survival for the first 90 seconds is not just defense, it is strategy. If the first attack does not end, the confrontation immediately stop trying to match force. Create distance, use movement, survive the spike. After 60 to 90 seconds, the attacker's adrenaline crashes and their physical capacity drops sharply. You are now fighting a different body than the one that attacked you, a weaker one. Hack 2. The threat escalation reversal. The adrenaline response is initiated and maintained by the amygdala, the brain's threat detection center. It constantly scans the environment and recalibrates adrenaline output based on perceived threat level. If the perceived threat suddenly decreases or becomes ambiguous, the amygdala begins recalibrating, and during that recalibration window, the adrenaline response momentarily destabilizes. Hostage negotiators use this principle to de-escalate dangerous individuals. Special forces operators use it in reverse, deliberately creating moments of apparent de-escalation that cause the attacker's threat system to begin standing down, then acting in that precise window before the system can recalibrate. A sudden shift in tone, body language, or positioning that signals the confrontation is ending causes the amygdala to begin reducing adrenaline output. The attacker's system relaxes slightly. Their tunnel vision widens. Their freeze threshold lowers. That is the window. At any point during a confrontation, introduce a sudden de-escalation signal. Lower your hand slightly, shift your weight back, soften your voice for one sentence. The attacker's amygdala begins recalibrating. In that 2 to 3 second window, their adrenaline drops, their motor system relaxes, and their freeze threshold is at its lowest. That is when you move. Hack 1. The sympathetic override. The sympathetic nervous system drives the adrenaline response. The parasympathetic nervous system is its direct biological opposite, the brake to adrenaline's accelerator. These two systems cannot operate at full capacity simultaneously. Activating the parasympathetic system in an attacker directly suppresses their sympathetic adrenaline response. This is not psychology, this is hard neuroscience. The fastest parasympathetic activation trigger in the human body is vagus nerve stimulation. A sustained compression of the vagus nerve at the lateral neck does not just trigger the vasovagal shutdown cascade, it directly activates the parasympathetic system and begins suppressing the attacker's adrenaline response in real time. Their heart rate drops. Their tunnel vision lifts. Their muscle tension decreases. Their adrenaline-driven aggression loses its biological fuel source. You are not calming them down psychologically. You are switching off the chemical that is making them dangerous at the biological circuit level. An attacker, whose sympathetic system has been overridden by forced parasympathetic activation, is not just physically stopped. 7 hacks. All invisible, all biological. The most dangerous weapon in any fight is not the one they are holding. It is the one running through their bloodstream. Subscribe. Next week we go deeper. Master yourself.